Hey there, everybody, Paler here, and I'm bringing you a little bit of an update on the Gnomoria series. Basically, what's going to happen is, for the time being, it is going to be cancelled. Or indefinite hiatus, I guess is more what the term is. Basically, with where it stands, they've done some nice balance changes, as in... Actually, I don't even know about that. I don't know if they've done some nice balance changes. The game is almost complete, but there are some big issues with it, and a combination of both only the 2x speed and the increase in items needed to be crafted in order to survive. So let me break this down a little bit. I've gone into this somewhat in an earlier video, but let me further explain what's going on. Basically, in earlier versions of the game, if you came in here, there was no crude workbench. You started off right away by making a carpenter. The carpenter could then make all the stonemasons and everything. The carpenter, I believe, also could go ahead and directly make the, what is it? Right here, the sawmill. I don't think you needed the stonemason for that. But that's only a minor thing. Basically, you didn't have to make the carpenter, so it saved you one thing there. Then, you didn't need bone needles in order to make a tailor. So basically, directly from carpenter, you could go to stonemason. Directly from stonemason, you could go to tailor, and you could start making bandages and everything, basically on your third work table. What they've done, though, is they've added in the bone needles, and you need the bone needles in order just to create the tailor, not even to make the individual items there. So in order to make the bone needles, then you need a butcher. I'm sorry, the bone needles come from the bone carver, which then come from butchers, who butcher either goblins you've killed, pets you have, or you can kill bears, badgers, or the lizards. So basically, they've added in what used to be the third item you could create would be making bandages. The tailor is now you have to create 3 other items in addition before that. So before you can get to this, they've doubled how long it takes to get to bandages and mattresses for making beds. So you go a lot longer with your gnomes not sleeping. You go a lot longer without replacement bandages. You go a lot longer without any of that, with no bags for storage either. Which is perfectly fine. Having these items is great, but they did not balance the difficulty around having these things show up later. You're still getting attacked and invaded at the same time, that they're showing up on the same day and everything as they were before. And you might repel the first 2 invasions, but if you don't get a bone needle, by the 3rd or 4th invasion, you're going to run out of bandages. You can see here we now finally have a stockpile of bandages going, but I've had this tailor running pretty much non-stop since it got up and running. And then combine that with the fact that there's only a 2x speed. Means there's a lot of downtime where you're just waiting for the game to do things. And I'm perfectly okay if they want to keep the difficulty tougher, where it takes a lot more micromanagement. You have to handle your soldiers correctly. You got to really focus on getting this. But if we're going to have 5 soldiers over here, we're going to be losing people because we don't have bandages. You have to give us a higher speed, that we're not sitting around waiting 30, 40, 50 minutes just to get to the 12th day, or to the first day. Uh-oh, we're out of drink. Why? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just to get to the first day in order to get more gnomes. And the combination, now we got goblins invading, yay. Here they come. So just the combination of both, it does not work. If they went back to the old way where we could build things quicker, it'd be okay. Or if they add in a 4x, 5x, 8x speed, it would be okay. But right now, it's taking too long to make items, and then if you fail and you lose everything and you have to start over again, it takes 2 or 3 hours just to get back to this point, or you might end up failing again. If you could do that same thing in 30 minutes with a higher speed, it would be much better. So, a little bit of a long ramble there. But basically, until one of the 2 things is corrected, either the difficulty is lowered down to take into account the longer build time to get to bandages and to get to armor and such, or until there is a higher speed point put into the game where you can actually accelerate and we're not just wasting hours waiting for the game to catch up to the commands you've given. Until that point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to just cancel this video set. We're out of fruit. That's why we have no drinks. I don't think people were all that interested in this either, so it's not all that big of a deal. But before it just went and disappeared, I wanted to have a conclusion video. What I'm likely to do is, once it hits 1.0, I will revisit it and see if these issues have been fixed, or maybe I am just doing something wrong. But for right now, I can't bring myself to just sit here and wait for an hour for the new day to show up, and then get all those guys killed right away, and have to wait another hour for the next wave to show up. You know, it's just not enjoyable. So, yep, that's where we're gonna be. At some point, I may revisit this and put videos back up. If it's a video you're interested in seeing, go ahead and let me know. If not, maybe we'll try Towns instead. Towns has its own problems, but they're different. Maybe it'll come out in a better video form or whatever. So yeah, this has been Paler. Thanks for watching.